Thank you for joining us to learn about the new RCO360 search option in RealComp Online. This new search option combines RealComp's MLS information with RealList public record data information together in one single search. We're going to demonstrate today how this is going to benefit your business. I'm going to go ahead and click on RealComp Online. We'll go right up to the search option at top, and you will see the first option is the RCO360 Search. Now, if we just take a look at the options that we have on our search engine, there are many different types of searches that we can do in order to grab the information that you need. But for this demonstration, I'm going to search a particular city and a subdivision in that city to show you the benefits of the system. I'm going to come on down to the tax search and we're going to type in the city. I'm going to use Farmington Hills as my example today. And the particular subdivision that I'm going to look in is going to be Farmington Ridge. I'll come on down to transaction activity. And for this example, I'm going to use the last sale date. Now, I can type in the dates, but I can also use the calendar as well, which I'm going to do today. And I'm going to take it back a couple of months. And then click OK to that to get results. I'm also, if I wanted to, I could add in a couple of different characteristics like bedrooms and bathrooms, but less is more. I'm going to come down and click results to give those a look. So these are the properties in the particular subdivision I'm choosing to look up. And this new RCO3 search gives you two different displays. The first that it defaults to is the tax grid. Since this is a combination of MLS information and public record data, let's take a look at the two different displays that are offered. So we have our status, our property ID, the owners and address, the city and zip, the subdivision, the land use, which this happens to be all single family properties, the recording date, warranty deed type, sale, building square footage, beds, baths, what the story of each property is, ranches versus second stories, year built acres, SEV, tax amount, and school district. Now, before I move forward with another display, let's take a look at one of the benefits of the combination of this search. Let's notice bedrooms, or I'm sorry, bathrooms here. We have the tax, public record data information versus RealComp's MLS information that an agent has filled out. So we can see the differences here. Public record says this particular property has 3 full baths. The MLS says it has 2. So anytime that you're running a search and you see the difference between the tax versus MLS, you'll see that on the tax records, it will have this information versus on RealComp's MLS listing, this is the information that the agent has put in. So the first display is the tax grid. If I click this down arrow, you have a second display called the 360 property view. Okay, and on that 360 property view, you will get RealList tax information. So the owner, location, estimated value. Scrolling down a little bit more, you get the tax information, assessed taxes, and characteristics of the property. If I move up to the top, we have our second tab, which is the last listing. So we can look at public records, then move to the last time it was listed to find out that information on the full listing. Photos, history, And Real Comp's history dates back to 1995 to show how many times it has been listed in the MLS. There's also, again, sales history from Remind's public records and the mortgage history. We'll scroll back up and we have two different maps. We have the parcel map, which will show you the lot dimensions. And you can change this from the satellite to the regular map. Next, we have the flood maps. And we have the flood zone and description at top. If this property was in foreclosure, we would have the foreclosure information as well. So those are your two different displays. You have the tax grid information that it defaults to, or you can change it to the 360 property view. Let's dig a little deeper. If I click on any of these property ID numbers that we have here, again, it will open up to the 360 view. Let's say that I'm looking for comparables for this particular property on Lancaster. So I'm going to click on View Comparable Properties in the upper right-hand corner. And when the results come in, I have 20 comparables from, again, the MLS and also from public records as well that will show up as my results. Again, I can sort by any of these options that I have here. I'll just kind of scroll through and see which one works best. I think that I'm going to sort by subdivision. And I can scroll on down and I can find the different sub that I was looking for, so I can see that I only have one in my Farmington Ridge that I might like to use, and that particular property is pending. I think I'm going to go for some solds here. So I'll click on status, and you can easily sort by whatever it is that you're looking for. And I could click on each of the addresses and again, look through those same results in my 360 view. But I think I'm going to choose a couple of them to view my CMA report at the top. So I'm going to select all of them. And I'm going to deselect the properties that I am going to use in my report. So I'm just going to grab a couple of them here. Choose, there we go. I'll pick about 3 of them. And I can scroll down to the very bottom and click on Remove Selected. When I click on Remove Selected, it'll ask me, are you sure you'd like to remove them? I'll click OK to that. And here is my report, or my results. If I look up top, now that I have 3 comparables, it will give me the low, the medium, the average, and the high. I have an option. I could click on Create CMA and go right into our CMA module and add in additional reports and finish that information out to do a full CMA. I could email just these 3 results, or I can click on a quick brief report to do a quick CMA. If I click on View Report, it'll take a second to generate that. And it will show me the brief summary of all these comparables. Here is my subject property. Here are my 3 comparables and the averages below. Pull that up to make it a little bit larger. Perfect. And then I have my summary again at the bottom here of my average pricing, my medium, low, and high, and average days on the market. Scrolling down a little bit lower, here's the property location. So here is my subject property, and here are each of the comps in the same area. And again, here's the single line factor of those particular properties. I'm going to close that out. Now, what if I looked at this and I thought, you know what, I need to go back and find a few more comparables. I can click at the very bottom, find more comparables. It'll take me back to a search engine. I still have some of the data still filled in, and I can change that at any time. And once I do change my criteria, I'll click back on results. I can pull more of those up. And again, I can select any of the properties that I want to add to my comparables. And down at the bottom, it'll say add selected. Let's say I'll grab 1, 2 more here, and I'll click on add selected. And now I have 5 comparables versus the 3 that I had before. And again, I still have the option to click on create CMA and complete a full CMA. Or if I just want the real quick report, I can click on review report again. And again, have my brief summary with my averages and my summary below. And then again, have those added to my one-liners of the properties here that I'm using as comps for a quick brief report. So as stated before, if I go back up to RCO360, there are many different ways that you can do searches. We will be demonstrating those in additional classes that we will have about this RCO360, where we'll show you every option that you have and benefit of using the system. So we want to again thank you so much for joining us to learn a brief, quick way of the new RCO360 search, and we look forward to you joining us in classes and webinars about this new system. Thank you so much and have a great day, everybody.